Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? This is a podcast about reality television and friendship. My name is Jake Shadow. This is a podcast in which I discuss reality television with my best friend, Thomas Powell. That was close. That was close to the right thing.
You did okay.
I did okay. Hey, Thomas, how's it going?
Good. What are you wearing?
You're sitting 3 feet, not even 3 feet from me. You can see what I'm wearing.
What are you wearing?
I'm wearing a blue and white plaided shirt, button down. Did I say that? And some brown pants. What are you wearing?
Nothing at all.
No, that's not true. You're wearing a gray sweater and black pants.
I only podcast in the buff.
I know. I've called you several mornings and said, "Oh, you're not wearing clothes yet."
Yeah. Well, it's always because it's right when I'm woken up, and I'll have, I usually have underwear on, but
that's good.
Sometimes I don't. Sometimes you want to sleep naked.
Sometimes
I'm not ashamed of it.
Yeah, no, it feels good.
Yeah.
I think it's an underrated experience.
Definitely. Is it underrated? Are people hating on that? I feel like it's just a rated experience.
I think people just don't think much of it. Like, not like, I mean, like, they don't think about it a lot.
Yeah, okay.
Just like, yeah, okay. How do you feel about sleeping naked? Yeah, cool. But yeah, it feels good. Except sometimes I'm real confused when I wake up, like, what did I do last night?
Yeah. It is a little jarring to wake up where you're like, I have to get up and do things. What if someone sees me? Whereas when you fall asleep naked, you're like, yeah, I'm getting away with this.
Yeah, I'm committing a crime.
Yeah. Ain't shit the police can do about this.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, Thomas, I've got a question for you. Did you watch Survivor last night?
I did indeed.
All right. So, this week's episode was called Love Goggles. Also this week, it might have been last week, but I forgot to check. I think we surpassed 1 year of doing this podcast.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. It's been quite the journey, friend.
Yeah, I think we've reached that point, like, it's like the 5-year mark for small businesses. It's the point where, like, you're established and you're not super at risk of closing. I think the 1-year mark for podcasts is kind of like that.
Yeah.
If you can keep it going on a consistent schedule or at least relatively consistent.
Yeah.
I mean,
this one's a Monday episode. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, we posted it on one of 2 days. That's not bad.
Yeah, and it's always the same 2 days.
Yeah, so
it's not like, oh, Thursday, here's an episode. What?
I feel like we've been pretty good about that.
Yeah.
We've never skipped a week for this, have we?
I don't think so. I could go back and check, but who cares?
Yeah.
I know we've done a couple weeks with 2 episodes because why did we do that?
Didn't we only do that one time?
Yeah, once or twice, but we had like a lot of show or something.
It might have just been we recorded for really long and broke it up into 2 episodes.
Yeah. I don't even remember what show that was for.
I'm boring myself talking about this. I can't even imagine what it's like listening to it. But yeah, we've been going strong.
We've been going at it.
However many people listen to this, probably still not a lot.
Probably not a lot. We've advertised it 0 times.
Yeah.
But I bring it up in every conversation I have.
I try to do that too. I don't think that works, but I'm going to keep doing it.
People tell me word of mouth is very good for podcasts. So it's always coming out of my mouth.
You got to do I think the best way to do it would be to tell people that it's a really good podcast they should listen to, but don't tell them that it's your podcast.
Yeah. Oh, do you watch Survivor? No? Well, you should still listen to this podcast. It's really fun. That's not what
it's called, but
it's really fun. Sometimes they take a shit in the middle of the episode, and then they come back the next week and just talk about sleeping in the nude. It's such a good show.
These 2 guys, they're really funny.
Really funny. They've got a great rapport.
Yeah. You basically just pull there's that episode of Arrested Development where Tobias Funke is going around the movie studio just being like, everybody's talking about that Funke. And eventually gets people to be like, who is this Funke guy? I keep hearing about him.
That's what our show is.
Yeah.
The Tobias Funke of podcasts.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good episode title. I'm going to write it down.
Yeah. I'm afraid we just blew ourselves.
All right, let's get into this episode. We start off on the Gen X tribe. They still don't have fire. which is ridiculous because they got Flint at the last tribal council.
I think they're just entitled to fire, you know?
Yeah, like, work a little harder, you know?
Yeah.
Get 7 jobs, one of them being a fire starter.
Yeah, they need more side hustles.
Hustle, loyalty, respect.
Also, you should know how to start a fire because the Prodigy are from Generation X.
Yeah.
And they have a song called Firestarter.
Yeah.
You have no excuse.
Yeah, Gen X, what are you doing? you screwing up. Paul says that Cece and David don't stand a chance. Also, speaking of David...
Sorry, Paul who?
Paul Wachter.
R.I.P. Paul Wachter. Oh, which, by the way, almost R.I.P. Paul Wachter.
Oh, yeah. Have you noticed that David is always wearing a blazer?
Yeah, why is he doing that?
It's like tropical Fiji. Like, I feel like he'd be a little warm.
I don't know why he's doing that.
It's a weird look, David.
I like David, though.
Yeah, he's all right. I would like him more if he wasn't always wearing a blazer.
Yeah, you gotta cut that out, David.
Like I know you have a t-shirt on. Just wear the t-shirt.
Just wear the t-shirt. It's fine.
Maybe wear the blazer at night when it gets a little chilly. But during the day, you're trying to build fire. What's the blazer doing?
Oh, boy.
Oh, man. Thomas's cats are fighting.
Cats are going at it. Well, one of them is hissing at the other one, and the other one is just staring at her, so...
This is very interesting. Oh, they've lost interest.
Yeah, no, they've moved on.
So David talks about how he wants to be the one to get their tribe fire to redeem himself on the tribe, and he actually does it.
Yeah.
That was exciting.
He's the only one that can do it, and all these people are like, we're so resourceful. It was weird that Dave got it. We're still going to vote him out. Yeah. Chris says that he's happy they got fire, but says that David will still be going home next. Like, they used him. They got the fire from him. They don't need him anymore. He says that he wants to keep David busy so he doesn't get paranoid. And then David goes to look for some big rocks that they can use as chairs around the fire. But in reality, he is actually just looking for a hidden immunity idol. Pretty smooth. Yeah, that is. He had an excuse this time instead of just wandering off and getting everyone suspicious.
So he grabs a couple rocks, he goes out for a third rock, and notices a coconut with a little marking on it. And he runs off with the coconut and breaks it open to find an idol. Which I wondered how they did that. How did they get the idol inside the coconut?
You would think that they probably just used...
Do you think it was a natural idol?
No.
Do you think they x-rayed all the coconuts on the island?
Yeah, that's what it was.
And it was like, oh, this is the idol.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it was. I was going to come up with an actual explanation, but who fucking cares?
I already did. It was an actual naturally occurring idol.
Yep, sure.
So he reads the attached rules and just says, same old rules. Which I don't know if that's the case. Like, what if it's not the same rules?
What if it's like, if you don't read this whole thing, the idol doesn't count?
Click if you agree.
Yeah, you didn't click the terms of service agreement on it.
Over on the Millennial tribe, Tails likes Figgy and vice versa. What a great love story. Like Taylor Swift.
A little bit of Mackin' going on.
A little bit of Mac DeMarco. Remember him?
Yeah.
He's from Fame.
Return of the Mac?
Return of the Mac DeMarco.
That'd be really good. I just need to find the right... It's 2010, right?
It's still 2010.
People will care about a mashup if I do.
I love mashups.
Yeah, I just got to Return of the Mac with some sort of Mac DeMarco song.
I would bring one up, but I've listened to Mac DeMarco maybe 3 times in total.
It might fit okay with Salad Days. That might be the one to do it with.
Is that a good song?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll listen to it. So after pretty much everyone goes to sleep, Tails and Figgy start smooching by the fire. It's been a while since we had some smooching on the island.
Also, like, kind of weird smooching. They're, like, laying up, like, right next to each other and, like, not moving at all. It's just, like, only moving their heads.
You gotta take what you can get. I think
it's them trying to be subtle.
Yeah, they're trying to be cool about it.
Yeah,
they're cool. They're the cool kids.
Yeah, well, there's... I mean, Michaela references this at some point later, but she's like, they just think everyone's really stupid. And I think it's not because they underestimate everyone's intelligence. I just think that because they're kind of stupid, they just assume everyone else is.
I'm normal. This is how normal people act.
Where it's like, no one will notice, and it's like making really loud kissing noises.
Well, Michaela's like 3 feet away.
She's like, what the fuck?
I can imagine, like, if all of them had gone to sleep and Tails and Figgy were still up and they're like, hey, nighttime, we're hot, let's make out. But Michaela's, like, still there building the fire.
Yeah, like, guys.
Hey, what are you guys doing over there?
Yep.
It's a weird choice of place for this. Do you want me to leave? You're not even going to address me. Okay, weird. So the next morning she calls them out, but Figgy doesn't think anybody cares. Incorrect, Figgy. A lot of people cared. Jay thinks that they're stupid, but is still part of their alliance. Then he goes on a rant. Jay, I think, is my favorite person. He's so funny.
Jay's great. I love him.
He goes on this rant about how he doesn't like when his friends get girlfriends because you're stuck at home on bowling night.
This fucking guy.
They love bowling.
Yeah, he's like, I'm trying to make a bowling, and... God, that was so perfect. Like, it was like, I'm not jealous at all. It's just like, you get a girlfriend, and then you stop hanging out with your bros.
Yeah.
Like...
Tails, come on, we gotta get the rings.
Yeah. That's funny from like from a TV perspective, but if one of your friends actually does that to you, it's like, hey, guy.
I mean, I love me some bowling.
I do too.
In fact, I kind of just want to go bowling.
It's the kind of thing where like you'll be like, yeah, I'll go bowling. I'm gonna bring my girlfriend, and they're like,
ugh. Another person I have to meet.
Bro time.
We need to bond over our bowling.
Yeah, we need to talk about. How are we going to talk about dicks?
Let's talk about our dicks and what bowling ball we want to put them in.
We can't compare dick sizes with your girlfriend there, bro.
It's your turn to bring the tape measure. Bowling is definitely the sexiest sport, I think.
I think so too.
Do you know about Scroggins? He's my favorite bowler.
Wait, okay, is Scroggins the who do you think you are, I am guy?
I don't think so. Maybe he is.
That guy's my favorite bowler.
Scroggins is like this weird looking, like he looks like a human sized pimple. He has really bugged out eyes. I think he's bald. I think he might be German. But he is like the most intense bowler I've ever seen. So,
well, clearly you've never seen the who do you think you are, I am guy.
It might be the same guy.
It's
I'm not sure.
I don't think. That guy's American.
Oh, okay.
But that was the... Are you familiar with that at all?
Yeah.
But that and... the only professional bowlers I'm familiar with are that guy and the guy... The guy that hits the strike and goes, "Take that, you bottle bitch!" One of the other bowlers. Because I guess he said he thought he was like crinkling like a soda bottle or something.
Oh, yeah. I remember that
story. Bowlers being intense about bowling is hilarious.
You kind of have to be, though. Like, if you're casual, like I'm sure Jay and Tails are with your bowling, like, nobody's going to watch that. I love to see a really intense bowler.
Yeah. Gotta take it seriously.
Yeah.
Also, it is definitely the most sensual sport.
Like, oh, for sure. You're rubbing that ball?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, anytime that you get a strike, it's basically like an orgasm.
It totally is. I love orgasms. Super fun time. Getting a strike, though? Oh, buddy, you can't beat it.
I'm just imagining there's going to be a lot of different individual... We're going to have like 8 tombstones for you when you die, and one of them is just going to be, I love orgasms.
That's how I died.
He died as he lived.
Orgasming. Gross. No, bowling's
a good way to go.
I would say so. Or what if, like... Okay, here's... Like, I either want to die from the most intense orgasm, or I want to be shrunken down.
Or the least intense orgasm.
Oh, that's it. Oh, I'm dead.
Oh, that's,
I was hoping for more. I want to... Here's my ideal way to die. I want to be shrunken down to the size of a bowling pin, and then be put in the front of the bowling, and just be bowled over by a big bowling ball. I'm dead now. But it was worth it. I got to be a bowling.
You're just yelling like, "Kill me!"
I'm ready to die.
Fuck me up, fam.
So they're smooching by the fire. How did we get on this? Oh, because Jay wants to go on bowling night. And then he tells Taylor that power couples don't last, which I understand why he would say that. But also, power couples totally last. It's kind of a really smart plan to get a strong two-person alliance in this game.
Also, this is so obviously coming from a place of jealousy. Like, this
duh.
This is not like an actual gameplay thing. I love how transparent it is.
Yeah. Wait,
but I love him.
He's my boyfriend. You can't be your boyfriend. Over back.
I call him Tails because he reminds me of my friend back home.
So I'm in Michigan because this weekend my cousin got married in Vermont, so I went out there with my dad and my brother. And as we were it's like a 15-hour drive or something. As we were driving out there, I was telling him about Jay and Tails. My dad was like, he just like randomly starts a sentence and then just ends it in the middle of it. It's the weirdest thing. I just like I don't know. I was laughing a lot. That's what I'm trying to say. Because Jay and Tails are the funniest people I've ever seen on this show.
I loved it when they get to tribal council and Taylor is just like looking around, like, it's like, let's just look at where we are.
It's like we're on TV. This is the coolest bowling I've ever seen. I really hope that there's some reference to bowling every episode this season, or at least every episode with these two.
Yeah, well, I want a full-blown like bowling motif for this season.
I want them to have at the reunion a montage of every time somebody brought up bowling.
A supercut. Yeah. Bowling.
Let's make a bowling. This is our segment this year called "Let's Make a Bowling." And it's just Tails and Jay being the best of bros.
And it like slows it down too. It's like, let's make a bowling.
And then there's like bowling sound effects in the background. I'm going to be so mad. Okay, here's my ideal rest of the season. Jay, Tails, and Figgy make it to the end, referencing bowling every single episode. But they never make a bowling until the final episode. Like, they have their final 3 brunch on day 39. And then they finally get the right amount of sticks and coconuts, and they finally make a bowling. That's what I want in the rest of this season. I don't care about the rest of it. Let them all die. I don't care.
Yeah.
All right. So back on the Gen X tribe, Ken, who is the secret millennial, catches an octopus, which was really cool. He says that he's socially shy and therefore can relate to David. My disbelief, not suspended that much. I did not imagine the most attractive person on this show this season is secretly shy.
Well, he said that he had like a speech impediment.
Oh yeah, he did say that. Growing up, so I can understand that. But
Ken is like, I was prepared to hate him, and he's kind of grown on me.
He's okay.
Yeah, he's fine.
He was annoying in his video, but every episode since then he's grown a little.
Also,
bit.
Him catching that octopus.
That was a pretty cool thing to do. So
he refers to it as Octopus Prime.
Yeah, that's clever. So Ken and David start talking and call the Majority Alliance Paul's Posse. Okay.
I liked the juxtaposition they had of him like shadowboxing, Paul shadowboxing, and them talking.
Oh
about
yeah, that was funny.
Fighting his alliance or whatever. Yeah. Didn't they say that he had to go for like a knockout blow for him or something like that? And it showed him shadowboxing.
Yeah. David says that he likes Ken and then shows him the idol. That was amazing. That was like the quickest connection. Usually, people wait a while. Like, hey, I've got this thing.
I mean, David's on the chopping block and he knows it.
That's true. Yeah.
And he knows that Ken has no reason to ally with Paul.
Yeah.
So.
No, nor does anyone. Why would you want to?
I don't get it.
Align yourself with him. I don't see how that guy. Everybody's just like, oh yeah, Paul's in charge now. Since when?
It's weird when you get dynamics like that where like people are just like, oh, he says he's in charge. I guess he is.
I guess he is. That's all you have to do. Just say you are, and you are. All right. Over on the Millennial tribe, Mari calls the experience surreal, and then Taylor says to Figgy...
Wait, I'm sorry. She calls it surreal. What does she compare it to?
Probably like a really crazy video game.
It's like a video game. When she's playing video games...
When she plays video games, it's like not real life, but this is real life. And this is like the ultimate video game, except it's a real life game.
Everything on like a 2D like screen.
Oh, yeah. But this is in 3D.
Real people, and you get like attached.
This is 4D. You've got the time, you've got the space, you've got the other days.
I can't... Like, I'm sure Mari's probably fine to hang out with IRL, but like, the like super smooth, like, YouTube-y sounding interviews, and the fact that she only... It's like Smosh was like, okay, you can only compare things to video games.
Yeah, it's written in your contract.
Yeah, we'll pay you anytime you say the word video game.
Yeah. But they're not allowed to say Smosh because that's probably copyrighted.
Yeah. They're like, we just want people to know that you like video games, and that maybe there's somewhere they could find you talking about
I'm a YouTube personality when it comes to video games. I get millions of views on my YouTube channel. You can find it yourself. Yeah.
Bleeps it out. Which is weird that they would bleep it out, because I didn't know that had a YouTube channel.
Damn it. I'm so mad at you. Taylor says to Figgy, let's make a surfboard.
They're just trying to make things, you know?
Millennials are makers. And they're going to make a bowling, they're going to make a surfboard.
I'm also so ready for people to stop talking about their generations, because this is people talking out their ass. It doesn't mean anything.
I know. Michaela says to Figgy that she's being too visible. She says it about Figgy. And then says that you have to pull the bunny out of the hat. You can't just walk around with the bunny. That was a decent metaphor, I think. While the tribe is sitting around the fire, Figgy calls Michaela phony. Where this came from, I don't know.
Also, she's not even remote. Like,
yeah.
How is she phony at all? She's been like 100% upfront about literally every feeling she has with anyone.
She's phony.
She's the least. She's being like 100% real. She's 100%. Keeping it 100, and nobody else is.
Yeah. Well, she didn't want to. She didn't want to go to bowling night, so people are mad at her.
Zeke generally keeps it on.
The Secret.
Yeah.
We haven't mentioned the Secret yet at all.
I like the Secret.
Me too. Generation X. Paul says that he breathes control. I really hate that guy.
When I'm not doing inhalants, I breathe control.
Ken, the secret millennial, talks to Cece and says that they need to stroke Paul's ego to make him feel comfortable, I guess. And then Paul nearly passes out and says that his hands have gone numb and he's shaking and he's laying on the ground. So
maybe he's having a heart attack.
Yeah, Jeff Probst and Dr. Joe show up and Paul says, I'm not in control. I'm always in control. Shut up. You know who's in control? People who don't have to say, I'm in control.
Yeah.
That's like, at this wedding this weekend, I made some joke at my table, and this, I guess my cousin's old roommate was sitting next to me and was like, I'm the witty one. And I was like, no, I'm not anymore.
You're not.
If you were the witty one, you wouldn't have to tell me that.
Yep.
And then she told me about how much she loves Taylor Swift, and I was like, I don't think we're going to be friends. She was like, I love that one song that you don't like. And I was like, I don't know what song I like, but there's one of them. It's from the latest album. Style? Is that a song?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one, I think.
It's a good song.
I was like, I think it's called Fashion or something. And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, this is a really fun conversation.
Yeah, it's even more fun repurposed.
Dr. Joe's worried that he had a heart attack, so he checks on that and determines that there's no damage to his heart. Says it was just heat exhaustion and dehydration. And then Dave says in a talking head, Paul's weak. Now might be the time to get rid of him.
Yep.
David, always thinking. Then we get to the immunity challenge. They run up a cargo net, grab 5 keys, then unlock a mask and dive into the water and collect 5 rings and toss the rings onto posts floating in the water. Hannah has to sit out because the millennials have 1 extra person. Generation X has a slight lead at the beginning, but Zeke, the Secret, whatever his last name is, makes up the time for the millennials, and it evens out during the ring toss. But Generation X takes the lead and wins. And Mari says that she wants to make Figgy feel comfortable. I felt pretty good when she said that because I thought that Figgy was going home.
Yeah, she was like, well, that's the thing, is you can't say that you want to make someone else feel confident.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
In fact, I remember Mari being like, I'm confident that I can make Figgy feel comfortable.
Back on the Millennials beach, the Secret is excited to start voting people out. I kind of like that. Like, he was like, hey, we're here to play the game. Let's play the game.
You can tell he's the kind of guy that's going to thrive in a tribal council setting, so he was just like, this is why we're here. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. I like him. He says, referring to Tails and Figgy, one person isn't allowed to have 2 votes. That's against the spirit of the game. Love him. Zeke, Mari, Hannah, and Adam talk about taking out Figgy. Good plan. That's enough people. That's almost enough people. Good thinking. What are you doing with your hands right now?
I'm doing the hotline bling thing.
Oh. Why?
You can imagine what that looks like, people. It's the one where he's got, like, the phones with his hands.
I got 2 phones. That's a different reason.
That's that line from that where it's like, I know when that hotline bling, I have got 2 phones.
Michaela, Will, and Hannah then talk, and everybody agrees. Hey, taking out Figgy, good idea. We got 6 people now. Great plan. There's only 10 people on the tribe. If all 6 of us stick together, no worries. That's 6 to 4. We'll be fine. Will says that they have to make sure everybody's on the same page. And Michaela says, yeah, everybody vote out Figgy. Good. Okay, perfect plan. You guys are great. Don't do more. Adam and the Secret then go to talk to Jay, who is Tails' boyfriend, who is Figgy's boyfriend, about their plan to take out Figgy, and Jay agrees that it is dangerous for them to have 2 votes. And then Jay talks to Michelle, who is Figgy's girlfriend. She tells them that they should vote for Mari. Michelle tells Jay they should vote for Mari, and he agrees. Jay's just agreeing with everybody.
He is, yeah. Michelle did some work.
Yeah, she did.
She's very good at the social aspect of this game.
Yes, she is. Jay talks to Figgy and Michaela and tells them that the plan is to take out Figgy first and then Michaela. No, it's not. That was nobody's plan. You just made that up. Figgy tries to be friendly with Michaela, but Michaela doesn't trust it. Yeah, I wonder why. Figgy says that they have 6 with her, with her, Jay, Michelle, Tails, and Will, and that's 5. They have somebody else,
Were
too.
they trying to get Hannah?
Not till Tribal Council. Oh, with, what's his name? Tails. Tails is also... Oh, no, Tails... Michaela? Yeah, Michaela. Okay. Michelle talks to Will and says that Figgy is an easy vote later. Way to drop that seed, Michelle. Mm-hmm. She's smart. I feel like I should have picked her.
That was what I was thinking. Like, I think Zeke will be fine, but that's what I was thinking the entire time.
God damn it, she's so good.
God, I should have known she was going to be good.
Yeah. Well, she seemed like a weirdo in those videos.
Yeah, but a weirdo who, like, knows how to hide it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess maybe I needed to see her in action at first. Episode 1, she was, that was the point where it confirmed me, like, oh, she's going to be a problem.
Yeah. Michelle tells us that she is going to have to pull some strings at Tribal Council. So, I thought for sure this would be a good Tribal Council. Or an easy Tribal Council. Figgy, 6 votes for Figgy, it's out. But then Michelle steamrolled the whole thing. It's annoying. What?
Wild Lives.
I like it. I like the live version.
Wild Lives. Wild Lives.
Shot. Fire away. All right. Wildlife. We got some fish. So many different types of fish. I didn't look any of them up. We got a seagull. We got some bats. There's a bird with a blue body and a black and white head. I looked it up. I couldn't find it. Then there was a snail or a crab, or maybe it was just a piece of trash.
Look at this majestic piece of trash.
I was like, I don't know what that is, but it looks like an animal.
Look at it. It's dancing with me.
Then there was the Fiji crested iguana, or maybe the Fiji banded iguana. There's multiple types of iguanas. Fiji crested iguana, I looked it up, is critically endangered, which is the third worst distinction on the conservation status. There's extinct, then there's extinct in the wild, then there's critically endangered, vulnerable, near threatened, conservation dependent, I don't know what that is, and least concern.
Then beyond least concern, there's fuck that animal.
Who gives a shit? There's too many of them.
It's just like deer. It's the only animal.
There's so many deer. So iguanas are generally found in South and Central America, except for the Fiji iguanas, which are very closely related with the American iguanas. And how this lizard got to Fiji is something of a mystery. I looked this up on multiple websites, and they both said, we don't know. It just kind of ended up there. It can't swim. I guess it can swim, but it can't swim across the ocean.
Yeah.
They just ended up there, and nobody ever, took notes on bringing the iguana over there. It just ended up there.
And they're also slightly different, aren't they?
Slightly, but I think it was based on environment than anything else. Yeah, I just found that so interesting. But not the most interesting thing I found about the Fiji iguana. They're considered a national treasure, so they put them on stamps and currency and phone books. They can change from green to black when aroused.
Ooh.
Which I think what they meant...
like when they're bowling?
Yeah, when they're bowling. Oh, baby, I get so black when I go bowling.
Dude, I get so hard when I'm bowling.
What I think they meant is when they feel threatened. I don't know why they use the term aroused.
Well, I think fight or flight mode is pretty sexy.
That's true. I think a lot of people get boners.
You're on that adrenaline high, and then all the blood rushes to your dick.
Yeah. But I feel like this has been a really dick-heavy episode.
Well, it's always a dick-heavy episode for me, because my dick's so big. Weighs like 15 pounds.
I don't think it's supposed to weigh that much.
Yeah,
you need to go see a doctor.
It's a certain medical condition.
It's super inflated. So 2 tribes in Fiji use the iguana as a totem, and apparently its name cannot be used in the presence of women, or the offender may be beaten with a stick. I don't know why.
Hey, what the fuck did we say about that?
You can't say iguana. They have
damn it.
Now it's me. He just passes the stick to the next guy. The majority of Fijians, however, are terrified of the crested iguana because of its behavior when threatened. Yeah, it turns black, and that's scary. Alright, it's tribal council time. That iguana shit, that was interesting.
Yeah.
I was on a train back from Chicago to South Bend on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday? Is it Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. That's not a necessary detail. And I was just reading, I was amazed. What is... This is crazy. I didn't know any of this.
You're looking at your phone and looking around does anyone else see this?
Do you want me to tell you about iguanas? It's amazing.
This is crazy.
There's different kinds of iguanas in different parts of the world.
I have to tell someone.
So at Tribal Council, Jeff says that millennials don't call and break up over text. Jeff, what are you talking about?
And you're always on your phone.
Yeah, you're all on your phones right now, and we took them from you when you got to the island. How is that even possible?
Phone party, huh? I do imagine the millennials all have just leaves that they've scratched stuff onto. They're oh, sorry, I just gotta check my Twitter.
Yeah. The Secret says that he's living in a dream world and wants to give his best self, and then Jeff asks Michaela if she agrees with that sentiment, and she says that this can bring out the worst in you. That's what she said. Mm-hmm. As she's talking, Michelle leans over to Hannah and whispers, "I'm voting for Mari." And Michaela says that she's observant, and people act like just because she wasn't in any circles, she couldn't influence any circles. I feel like Michaela's going to go pretty far.
I like her a lot.
Yeah. As Jeff turns his attention to Tails and Figgy, Hannah whispers to Michelle, "I need a reason." And Michelle says, "I'll tell you later. The reason is I want to keep my alliance strong."
Oh, Hannah. Hannah, I love you, but you don't really know. You don't know what you're doing.
So Hannah turns to Jay and asks him if he knows what she's talking about, and he says he does. Then Michaela calls Figgy Miss Cuddle Shack. So
that's good.
That's a good nickname.
Solid diss.
Hannah is still asking Michelle for a reason. Michaela says to Jeff, I think we're all thinking forward, and Figgy is involved in a couple things that aren't good for the tribe. Hannah tells Michelle that she trusts her, but needs a reason. Michelle, super trustworthy, yet again, don't know how that happened, but she knows that she is, so that's good. Michelle tells her that she'll tell her afterward. Hannah wants to be a cool kid so bad.
I mean, it didn't end up mattering, but still. I know.
They had a perfect plan in place, and then they all got rid of it because they wanted to be one of the hot people.
Yeah. I mean, don't we all?
It's true. We do. So they go to vote. The Secret votes for Figgy and says, you're much too dangerous to stay in this game. Secret, this is why I like you. Hannah wants to throw her vote, but doesn't know who to vote for.
She wants to keep the trust.
She wants to keep the trust. Don't make fun of my writing. So Jeffrey reads the votes. We got one from Figgy, Mari, Figgy, Mari, Figgy, Mari, 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 Mari. Why did you guys do that? Mari was your mom, and you voted her out because
you're cool video game mom.
Yeah, she's cool.
Who likes playing video games.
She's a cool mom. She plays video games. She's like, you like Time Splitters?
Yeah, I do. Time Splitters is great. If she had mentioned Time Splitters, I would have immediately turned my opinion.
So the only people to vote for Figgy were Zeke, Mari, and Adam.
How do you feel about Adam, by the way?
I mean, he hasn't done much yet.
He's kind of annoying, though.
I mean, you said that last week. I think he's fine.
It's kind of annoying.
I mean, I can see why you would think that, but I have no problem.
He's okay. He's just...
I have no problem.
He's just a little annoying.
Okay. So everybody else voted for Mari. So let's talk points. Still in the lead, technically.
You're in trouble, bud.
Oh, man. I really hope one of your dudes gets knocked out next week.
Well, one of them's got an immunity item, so you gotta hope for Zeke on this one.
Yeah, it probably won't happen. So I got 5 points. Jessica is still in the game, and Gen X won immunity, which I had predicted last week. You got 2 points as well, because David and Zeke are both still in the game, so you're at 4. It's just... I like winning. I like winning. And I know after this week I probably won't be in the lead anymore.
Them's the breaks, my dude.
I know. So I've still got Jessica. You've still got David and Zeke. So that rolls into the next week. Reward challenge. Who you got?
I'm going to say Millennials storm back this week.
Okay. I'm thinking Gen X immunity. Who do you think is going to win this thing?
Are they even doing separate reward challenges at this point?
It's hard to tell. Sometimes they do them, sometimes they don't. Apparently there's a twist next week, so they probably will do that in place of the reward.
Let's just not vote on a reward challenge. Let's just only do immunity.
Yeah, but then, I want to do the reward thing because then I could win more points. It's just if they don't do it, that's fine. If they do it, maybe I'll win another point and still be in the lead.
Okay. Well, I'm picking Millennials for immunity.
I'm picking Millennials for immunity. Who do you think will be the next person out?
I'm going to say Paul Wachter.
Interesting thought. I like that.
R.I.P. Paul Wachter.
After next week.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to try to go for Mr. Wachter, but you can't slice off the head of the beast. So they're going to get one of his appendages, and that appendage is going to be Brett. I'm voting for Brett.
Okay.
Thank you.
I did not say anything complimentary. I merely said okay.
All right. So that's the end of the show. You can stop listening now. We have Twitter, DYWSLN. Follow it for updates on our recording schedule. And my fury when they vote out my person. I got so mad watching this episode.
It was funny because I saw you tweeting about it and you're like, happy to be watching Survivor, and then you're like, wait, no, now I'm mad. And my immediate thought was, as soon as I saw that Mari might get voted out in the episode, I was like, oh, that's what he was mad about.
I was very mad. I was very, very upset. Not because, like, I loved her so much, just, like, I wanted my points.
Yeah, you wanted those points. It had nothing to do... Well, Jake, sometimes... in video games,
please tell me about
you're getting points, but then sometimes you don't get points.
Oh yeah, just like in this game, in our game within the game.
Yeah,
this is a fun game.
This game's beyond the game, Jake.
Yeah. My Twitter is Jake Scheidel. You can read my own personal fury on that one.
It's just you tweeting to the character limit. I'm
so angry.
Mine is Thom. It good. Please follow. Like, share, and subscribe, like Mari would say.
Mari, because she's on YouTube. Did you know she has a video game YouTube channel?
Crazy. Subscribe to the Smosh video game channel and watch Mari talk about video games, I guess.
We should try to book her on this show. Be like, hey, I know that you're not on the show anymore. Do you want to talk?
On one condition, like, you cannot compare things to a video game.
I think it would be really fun.
we ever had like video chat and her head explodes.
Like, okay, here's.
It would be, that meme of the kid sitting in class where it's like the vein is popping out of his head. That'd be like her. It's like when you're on a podcast talking about Survivor and you can't compare it to a video game. It's like.
I would love to have people who have already been cast off on this show on after they've been cast off to talk about the game. I have nothing to contribute to this. I wasn't part of this.
That's the goal, honestly, that we get big enough that we can get whoever was just eliminated on that week.
Well, I think like the Today Show or Good Morning America does that.
Yeah, well, they're not a podcast, so fuck them.
There's probably a podcast version, but also why would I listen to that?
Who wants to listen to that shit?
I always keep my eye out for Spencer because I know he lives in Chicago, or at least did. And I think, wasn't Kelly Wentworth also in Chicago?
I'd love to have Kelly Wentworth on the show.
Yeah.
Kelly Wentworth, one of the best players of the seasons I've seen.
Yeah, she was really good. Spoiler alert, next season I think is Returners season. And I saw the cast
Kelly
list.
Wentworth back on.
I can't remember everybody who's on it. I really hope Kelly Wentworth's one of them, because I hope Keith is one of them, honestly. I hope it's just 18 Keiths.
Yeah, they've managed to clone Keith.
We have Facebook. You don't have to like it. We don't do anything with that. Oh, man, I forgot to check the email again. We have an email. I've forgotten to check it for the last 6 months. It's didyouwatchlastnight@gmail.com.
Jake has been urgently attempting to contact us.
If you do email us...
Yeah, if you're and you email us and you're like, hey, I miss your review.
Jesus Christ. just all of them. Is there anything else we bleep out at this point?
You know what? I feel like that show should have been called
I hope you're enjoying it.
I am very much.
Okay. Did you watch last night at gmail.com? Sign it your pal Jeff Probst, because that's fun. Hey, we always say, like, subscribe, iTunes review. We have an iTunes review.
Mm-hmm. Did you not? We've had that for a while, did you?
Yeah, I just never mentioned it.
Yeah.
It's from, like, April, I think.
Thanks to Sam Dad.
Sam Dad. He gave it 5 stars. He wrote, I give it a big thumbs up. Which, thank you, Sam Dad.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that.
I think that was my initial boilerplate review for that, which I appreciate him doing it. That is an acceptable one, but my other one is, I love this podcast. It is better than all of the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up.
So, write that in the review. If you don't write those exact words, bye. That's why we only have one review, because we delete everyone that's not that.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a lot of, like, 3 paragraph long descriptions that go in depth about what's the best parts of the show.
Say all glowing reviews that were like, get the fuck out of here.
We have a one-sentence thing. So, yeah. iTunes says that we haven't received enough reviews to have an average of the reviews, but the one review we do have is 5 stars. So I think that's
small
an
sample size, but
the average is 5 stars.
An average of 5 stars on our reviews.
So pretty much the best podcast in existence, I
would say so, yeah.
What's Zero got? Maybe 4.5 stars?
Yeah.
What's This American Life? 4.7 stars? Like, we've got 5. 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
100% 5-star ratings. Like, what's her name's book? Rachel's book. Remember Rachel? She was voted out last week?
Oh,
2 weeks ago, I guess now. Our book is better.
Yeah, it is.
Our podcast is better. Also, the book we wrote is better.
Yeah. Also, the novelization of our podcast is better.
Well, Jeff writes a novelized version of Survivor with, like, kids.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a group of kids is stranded on an island. I think it's called Stranded. There's, like, 7 or 8 books. We're going to do the same thing. It's going to be about this.
I like to think that these kids are stranded on an island, and when they get stranded, Jeff Probst has been on this island.
You've made it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Guys, come on down.
Where are we? I'm Jeff Probst. Your parents know who I am. That earlier I was like, that's the end of the show, and then we continued to talk for like 10 minutes. But now this is the real end of the show. Do you want to do the first part or the second part of the thing? What did you do last week for the sign-off?
I want to do that part.
Oh, the song, yeah. It's a really good album.
It is really good.
It's a really intense album. All right. So as always, have a great summer.
Line?
Deuces. Jeez, oh, peace.
Deuces. That's what it was.
Stitch up the nets, but the patch won't stay. As the nail beds rest in the calico hay. The PG mermaid, dressed in macrame's, waiting. Wrote in the fork and a bend in the spoon. The turn cut short as a shadow at noon. Melting like wax, that one's full moon. Waning. Ersatz an insufferable board. The sharp shot still as a harlequin sword. When doing as you please doesn't please you anymore. At the parapet show, chopping pickle to watch the asparagus grow. The stone and what shell? You sure like to know now, don't you? Blew in the air as the medicine came to the nest of the mayor. The mystery claims that you'll miss having someone to blame for your sadness now, won't you? Maybe there'll be a bakery hiring. We'll need a little bit of dough to get by. Did you come knocking on my door? Or did I come to yours? Did you come knocking on my door? Or did I come to yours? Did you come knocking on my door? Or did I come to yours?
11:11, make a wish.
I wish that,
Or did I come to yours?
I wish that I had just done a podcast. Fuck!
You did it.
It came true.
Hooray.
I feel like I could have used that for something more useful.